Yes, indeed. Good evening, everybody. What will your cards say? That is the question. What will your cards actually say this evening? So, good evening, everybody. Good afternoon and good morning, depending on whereabouts on this wonderful, wonderful world of ours that you live. My name is Lisa. This is Beyond Authentic. And for those that don't know, this is a Psychic Sunday or a Sunday session where we're doing some live tarot readings very, very shortly. We'll be getting into all of that and how you get a reading, all of those lovely things we'll be talking about very shortly. But before we go into any of that, we do have some rules on the channel. I know, right? We do have some rules. There we go. And just in case you're wondering what this whole channel is about, just a little reminder. Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We've just finished a wonderful little pre-live live with the members. I don't know what happened there. We just disappeared. But yeah, I was just saying that we've just finished a live stream, a members only live stream over at buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic. That is also where you need to go if you want to queue jump. So if you want to guarantee a tarot reading on this channel, you can go over there. It costs £4 in the UK, £3 for members. Yeah, that's the details over there. So there you go, everybody. If that's an option, if you would like to take that up, do feel free. Right then, bit of housekeeping. So as always on this channel, I have to say that tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you're looking for support in those areas, please do check out professionals in those areas. I'm not a professional. I'm just a gifted amateur at some of those areas, but do seek out professional advice. Also, you do have to be 18 years of age or over in order to get a reading on this channel. And with all of that said, how do you get a reading? How do you get a reading? Did I throw the mute button? Is it muted? Can you all hear me okay? Papa, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is everything okay with the sound? It's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. It's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. Can you hear me? My name's Lise. Oh, you can hear me. Okay, fabulous. Thanks. For a split second, Renata, you just gave me a bloody heart attack. I was like, no. Oh, when I disappeared. I don't know what happened. I pressed a button on the mouse. There's buttons on the side of it. I didn't think I had buttons on the side of it. I thought I'd swap that, got rid of that mouse. But anyway, sounds good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Wolf Boyo's here as well. Good evening to Wolf Boyo. Have I said good evening to Louise? Louise Graves, good evening to you. I think I've said hello to everybody. Have I said hello to everybody who's on? I think so. Everyone has commented so far. Yes, so then, is there any other housekeeping that I wanted to talk about tonight? I don't think there is. There is going to be a new podcast episode coming out on Wednesday. It's all about witchy tattoos, magical tattoos, how you can use them, what mine and Neil's personal tattoos mean, but also some of the history behind it, how it works, how we use it for magical practice, things like that. It's an interesting episode. It really is. I'm editing that down at the moment because we were talking for nearly 2 hours. And of course, that's a long time, a long time. So I have to edit about an hour of that down. But anyway, it's all good. Right then, don't forget, as always, if you would like a tarot reading on this channel, when we open a round, which is going to be very, very soon, when we open a round, all you need to do is put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and then I will choose one at random. If you are watching this on the replay crew, you can go to my website, beyondauthentic.co.uk, where you can link through to the Fiverr gig, or you can link through to the buymeacoffee.com/beyondauthentic and book it through there. Either option. The prices for a 3-card reading start at $10. I think that's right. 10 somethings, I can't remember, and then they rise depending on what you may want. So yeah, go ahead and do that. Right then, mods, are you ready? Mods, are we ready to go ahead and start? Did I notice that Ed was here? Have I said hello to Ed? I think I've said hello to Ed. It is a lot of editing, Holland. This is what generally happens. Every single podcast is at least an hour and a half, hour and 50 of filming, and we have to get it down to about an hour. Your YouTube is basically about The Sims now. So anyone who likes that, give Holland a follow. Yes, if you like The Sims, go ahead and check that out. Rufus used to play The Sims. He basically, when lockdown happened, he made a Sims version of just about everybody he knew and put them into the world. And then you had really interesting connections, really interesting people that got together, people that were doing this, that, and the other, people that were, knocking off the others in various different ways. It was fascinating. What does that say? No probs, Holland. Tell them what you are going to tell them, and then tell them what you've told them. Pretty much like a oh, my brain's just farted. A dissertation, like your dissertation. Thank you. Yes. You can do, Nanette. Put it into the chat if you want to. Yeah, you can do. Anyway, let's get the ball off the cab. Shall we just start over? Shall we just start? No, it's fine. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's get the first cab off the rank. Let's get the first reading in. So then, if you want a reading, go ahead and do it now. Put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will grab one of those at random. If, however, you don't want to wait, if you don't want to take your chances and you just want to get a reading pretty much guaranteed, well, it is guaranteed, then you can go over to beyondauthentic.com. Not very good at this, am I? buymeacoffee.com/beyondauthentic. Professional YouTuber here, professional unmonetized YouTuber. So yeah, buymeacoffee.com/beyondauthentic, and we'll start the readings straight after this.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Yes, indeed. As people in the UK might know, Davina McCall, when she did Big Brother, used to say something like, "You are live on Big Brother, please do not swear." And then all the comedians basically went, "Don't say fuck or bugger." So yeah, sometimes I do say fuck or bugger on the live stream. If you don't like that, then go to another tarot reader who will give you some lovely fluffy advice. That's not the way that I do things. Anyway, let's have a little look see. So we've got there's 2 questions in. So I'm just gonna do this in between them and we'll go with this one. Oh gosh. Do you know what? On the members live, right, I found a way I could make the comments really big, right? So I made them really big, but it makes this screen and everything else, it puts everything else in weird positions. Now I've done this, I literally cannot see it again. It's so annoying. Right. Louise Graves, question, a general near future reading? Absolutely no problem at all. Right, I've made that blue so then I can see it. And here we go then. Right, Wispy, my friend. Let's bring the card cam in. Wispy, good evening to Wispy, the wonderful air dragon. Wispy, Whiskey, I wish. Wispy, we've got your little bell. There you are, Wispy. We've already rung the big bell before the live, before we started the members only live. So we've got Wispy's little bell. And then, oh, I haven't got my tarot deck out yet. Shall we? I tell you what, I'm going to lead with the light seers for a change. I normally lead with the fifth spirit, but I'm going to lead with the light spirit. The light spears. Yes, Britney Spears on a diet. The light spears. No. God, Lisa, what is your mouth doing today? So then, Wispy, what we would like to know is a general near future reading. So we want to know what's happening in the next few weeks for Louise Graves. Okay. So then tell us if there's anything that Louise needs to know, be aware of, be warned about, all of that lovely stuff. Okay, let's have a look then. So we'll do the where you are now, what you need to know, and the opportunity that's coming. Now, again, Louise, this isn't going to be into months and months and months in the future. It will probably be within the next 6 weeks maximum. Probably if we bring that in a little bit tighter, you could say within the next month. So probably within September. Okay, so then, my darling, right, we'll do your drop. As always, if you were here live, you would do the drop part. Hang on, I'm going to raise that up a little bit. It's a bit close, isn't it? There you go. There you go. Right then, let's do your drop. There we go. A nice solid drop. And let's have a look. Move that out the way. Right then, where you are. Ooh, Temperance. Hang on. I'll get the other buttons up for the other screen with the animations on. Ooh. So you've got Temperance where you are now. What you need to know, the wheel reversed. Right. Okay. Okay. Interesting. And then in the opportunity to come, the Six of Cups. Right then, Louise. So the question is, what is going on right now for you, my darling? Because Temperance, if I click this button, the standard image of Temperance has the person, the angel, basically mixing between the two water, pouring the water into two vessels, sharing, but also mixing and combining. This image of Temperance, the angel, again, the wings are implied. Okay, so it's sort of not necessarily is this person an angel, but they could be. They're holding the sun and the moon, because you know that's what people do, isn't it? They hold planets and stars. But anyway, so the Temperance for me, and you've got this sort of vague infinity symbol, which is a little bit vague in this case because you can see it's crossed over, but the way this person's legs are makes it a bit difficult to see. But Temperance for me is about negotiation. It's about compromise. It's about coming up with a solution that works, or at least is the least offensive to everybody involved. Okay, so if there's something going on at the moment that you are having to play the peacemaker with, if there's something that is going on where you are having to where you're basically having to keep your mouth shut a little bit to not trigger anyone, to, you know, if you're having to kind of almost tiptoe around whilst coming up with a solution that works for people, that's what this will be talking about. Okay, so it does feel like there's whatever this situation is referring to, where you are right now, this is kind of your actions rather than this is any advice or anything like that. So it does feel like there's an issue at the moment. In the what you need to know, we've got the wheel reversed. Now again, if I show you the standard one, so you can see with the standard wheel, it's very much a wheel of fortune. This is also seen as the standard wheel, but we've got this. Does it say Torah? Does it say tarot? Who can say? There's different arguments for both, to be honest. But the wheel for me is talking about risk. Okay, you can see the dice around this person's neck. This is representing gambling. This is representing spinning that wheel, seeing what comes up, and going with it. Now, that could be an amazingly good fortuitous thing, but it can also lose you everything. Okay, it's why if you look, the wheel is very precarious. Look how is this the same wheel spinning? Is this multiple wheels spinning? It's very, very, very complicated in its positioning. And the thing is, the wheel is talking about, yes, there might be a big win, but there's also going to be a big risk. And this is reversed. So this is literally saying to you at the moment, whatever the situation is that you're going through, my darling, it comes with a whopping great big risk, a whopping great big risk. And if you were a gambling person, you know the house always wins. Like you can go and win $1,000 or £1,000 at a casino. Chances are you'll be going, oh hurrah, I've won, let's gamble again, because they know they've got you. You know what I mean? They know they've got you hooked. And it's that situation with this. Like, yes, there is an opportunity here. There's a lot of opportunities on the table coming your way in the next few weeks, but there's a lot of risk. And this being reversed in this position is basically saying, look, just be bloody careful. Be bloody careful. Do not bet your house, is basically what I'm saying. And then in the opportunity, you've got the 6 of Cups. Now, I'm going to click on the comments one, which I don't normally do. So, hi, little Miss Budget. Hi, Ness, my darling. So, this 6 of Cups, right? Normally, it talks about community or things like that. In this case, we've got this. So, this is supposed to represent, right, a child who grows into the adult and the puppy that turns into the dog. Now, we all know in real life, to get this old as a adult male or as an adult, right, going from a baby to an adult, that's going to be maybe 3 times the life of your average golden receiver. So, golden retriever, not receiver. So, it's a little bit whatever. So I read the 6 of Cups as being all about community and emotional communities. So this being the people that you are around, family, friends, things like that. But this is reversed. Now, in the opportunity element, it's basically saying that if you are wanting to either separate from people, or if you are wanting to step back from a role that has you being kind of flat out and has you doing a lot of people interaction, if that makes sense, a lot of human interaction. If you need to step back, then this is your option coming up. The opportunity is to take that step back. It's not a hermit card, because that would mean disappearing completely, but this will just mean taking a step back, particularly with this reversal. If that community experience or that, friend circle, family circle, whatever it is, if that is proving quite negative to you, if it's like a toxic situation that you're going through, then this is really a good opportunity to let that go. Okay. And I don't think that the risk, that this depends on the risk. It's almost like if you choose not to spin this wheel, you're still going to have this opportunity come your way. You still will have a reason or a way of taking a step back from this chaotic energy. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. I really, really hope it does. And yeah, hopefully you can take that reading. Right, let me come onto the other screen. There we go. Move the camera over there. Click on that one and go back to the proper comments. That's what you need to do. That's what's happened in... Oh gosh, don't do that. That's what's happened in the last few days. I suddenly got... I don't know what I just pressed, but I got the HTML code for this entire stream then. That was scary. It makes total sense. Fabulous. Thank you for confirming that. That's really good. Oh, hang on. Renata's schooling us. We're in Renata's classroom. Yep, that makes sense. Ah, fabulous. Thank you, Louise. Right, Lalima Sony, bear with me. We're going to open up another round in a second. I'll explain what to do in just a second. I said hello to Ness. Right, Rota, Tarot, Orat, Torah, Ator. Have I just summoned some demon? Is that what you've done, Renata? Have I just swapped my soul into the body of the nearest small plastic doll next time I go to Toys R Us? There isn't a Toys R Us anymore. Smiths. Have I? Is that what I've done? The Wheel of Tarot speaks the law of Ator. Does it? Okay. It's only on some decks. It's not on all decks. Ator's an Egyptian goddess. Oh, okay. Okay. You learn something new every day. Little Miss Budget is feeling a little better, trying to keep calm and keep your mind busy. That's all you can do, my darling. One day at a time. That's all you can do is one day at a time. It's a horrible thing to go through grief and then have to deal with everything that you have to deal with after someone passes, all the legality stuff is an absolute horrible thing. But we're all here with you, my darling. We're all here with you. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. 100%. There's a bit. Oh, okay. Change transformation. We've had a few days. Oh, hang on, my darling. You've had a rough few days, quite traumatic, and had to deal with it all alone as no one had your back. So I've decided to take a step back from your so-called friends and family. This is what the opportunity is, Louise. This is what that opportunity is with that 6. If they have been a little bit toxic, that is what you've absolutely done. Don't I know my Rachel Pollack 78 wisdoms? No, don't know what that is. Never taught to me. Don't need it for my readings. Don't know what that is. So yeah. It's like when people say, can't you remember the number of the cards? Some of them, brain doesn't work that way. And when people say, I get it sometimes on Fiverr gigs because people will say, I'm a Sagittarius, and I go, okay, that's good. Don't know what that means. And they're like, don't you know the astrology when you go with this? And I'm like, no, I don't. I am a tarot reader. I know what the cards say, how they read and how they connect. Have I gone into the various different meanings of the individual cards? Yes, in general terms. Have I looked into the various different theories of what each card is supposed to mean and where they're based on? No, because to be honest with you, the way that I was taught and the way that I learned tarot was different to, I didn't learn it as part of a path, a craft. So it wasn't like an Alexandrian version of tarot or whatever, you know what I mean? It was, so yeah, it was just, it is what it is. And don't get me wrong, I know there are plenty of tarot practitioners that go into every single various nuance from the Egyptian to the whatever it's just not how I choose to do it. So yeah, 78 Degrees of Wisdom by Rachel Pollack. Nope, haven't read it, have no intention of reading it, but thank you very much. When you needed them most, they weren't there, so now you won't need them at all. Exactly. You are a strong, independent woman, Louise. Yes. Right then, should we go ahead and get another reading on the go? Let's go for it. So how do you get a reading on this channel? If you're brand new here, you go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, just up here, where you can in fact queue jump, and that guarantees your reading for just £4 in the UK, £3 for our lovely members. Or you can take your chance, you can spin that magic wheel, put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and then I will grab one of those at random. So that's how you get a free reading on this channel. So go ahead and do that. If you would like a free one, take the spin. Words are just not working for me. My worms. A lot of piss pronunciation. Yeah, with my worms. My worms are not good today. Too much piss pronunciation. So if you want to do that, that's the way to get free reading, or go up there. A little bit more information right now. Yes, indeed. Right then, let's have a look. Oh, I can see the chat has gone up and down, up and down, up and down. I've just seen that in the chat. I just spat my teeth out. It was that funny. Got me false plate on. That was funny. That made me absolutely laugh. Right then, let's have a look up and down where the questions are. Are the questions all here? Yes, they are. So then we're going up and down on here, and we're going with this one. Nightbot. Thank you, Nightbot. That's not what we wanted. Right, okay. Going with this one. Judy, question. What does my job situation look like, please? Okay, my darling, we'll have a look at that for you. If you haven't been chosen, please do me a favor. Select your comment, copy it, and get ready for the next round. It'll be in about 8 minutes' time. We'll do another reading. So then, Judy, let's have a look. What am I doing? I'm swapping the camera. Bring it into place first. There we are. There's Card Cam. Say hello, Card Cam. Woof. I do apologize, everyone. My brain is not entirely firing on all cylinders today. I do apologize. Right. Shall we do a little bit of, we'll do a little bit of calm energy moment. I don't know how that's going to work. I've had lots of coffee and my ADD is running rampant. But anyway, Wispy, bring us back. I was about to say Wispy, bring us back to some grounding, but you're the last, you are the last dragon on the planet or the cosmos, the universe that can do that. But anyway, Wispy, I tell you what, let's have a bit of grounding energy. A little bit of grounding energy. Right then. Thank you, Tank. Right, Wispy. Judy would like... Sorry. My watch just triggered then. Judy would like to know, what does their job situation look like, please? What does Judy's job situation look like? Okay, so I take it you're either looking for work or looking for a different job, or looking for promotion where you are. So we'll have a look at that for you then, Wispy. Right. I mean, Wispy will have a look at that for you, Judy. That's what I'm trying to say. Words are really hard today. Like, I had to deal with a lot of people this afternoon. A lot of people. It took it out of me. Poor brain. My poor brain. Right then, there we go. There's your cut, Judy. So then let's have a look. So, Wispy, for Judy, we have... Oh, 5 of Wands in your current situation. Interesting. The obstacle is the Queen of Swords. Okay. And how to overcome that obstacle? The Hanged One. Right. Or the Hanged Man in this case. Right. Okay. So, first of all, these first 2 cards are reversed. I do read reversals. So in the situation, we've got the 5 of Wands. If I show you it, I'm going to come down a little bit closer. There you go. If I show you it upright, for me, the 5 of Wands is all about your sense of security, your sense of confidence, how you see yourself, okay? It can sometimes mean bricks and mortar security, but for me, it's very much about how you establish yourself, how you see yourself, your confidence, blah, blah, blah. Now, the 5 is a time of upheaval, and the 5 in this deck is also a card of competition. So if you are currently working and going for a promotion at work, for instance, then because this is reversed, it feels like there's a lot of people snapping at your heels. If you're somebody who is out of work at the moment and looking to get back into work or getting into work for the first time, then again, it feels like you've got a lot of competition. So the advice here would be to basically try and make yourself stand out a little bit. Whether that's excuse me, whether that's on the application forms or the phone calls or whatever it is, try and find something that is uniquely you, so that you do stand out from the crowd here, because this feels like, with so much upheaval going on and so much competition for whatever jobs it is you're going for, that's going to affect your self-confidence, right? And listen, we all know with jobs, right? If you were looking for a cleaner for your house, for instance, right? What would you do? You would ask a certain amount of questions. You would ask for experience, maybe some testimonials, and maybe the first cleaner or the first person that applied wouldn't be right for you. Maybe it would be the 7th person that applied that you'd go, oh, she seems really nice, or they seem really nice. again, it's not personal. It's just that you're looking for certain things and certain connections. And sometimes when you're looking for work, we all take it deeply personal. We're like, I've applied to 15 supermarkets this week and I haven't heard anything. And it's like, okay, but maybe you're overqualified or underqualified, or maybe they're only looking for people who are under 20 or over 50 or whatever it is. We don't ever know what the employers are looking for. Okay, so just bear that in mind. The obstacle in this situation, the Queen of Swords. Now, if you are currently working, this could represent your boss. Okay, Swords for me is the trouble and strife suit. Swords is the challenges, obstacles, things like that. And the Queen of Swords is somebody who likes to meddle. If this was a Marvel movie, should be Black Widow. If this was, I don't know, if this was a type of 1950s film, should be the femme fatale who eventually gets found out that killed her husband. You know what I mean? It's that sort of vibe that the Queen of Swords gives us. Now, she is reversed, which again means that this is coming up as an obstacle. Now, if you are working at the moment, then look out for somebody in your working sphere that is a bit like that, right? If you're not working currently, then this could even represent your own sort of dark side, if you like, your own inferiority or your own self-sabotaging. So just be a little bit aware of that, Judy, because it could be that if this has been going on for a while and your confidence is starting to get knocked, it could be that you're actually your own worst enemy and you're not selling yourself like as much as you could. So whatever that situation is, just be aware. If this is somebody else that is trying to like go for the same promotion as you, just you know, I wouldn't say with the sword, I wouldn't say cut a bitch because she's got a huge sword here, but you know what I mean, maybe just sort of avoid that person. In the opportunity, no, in the how to overcome that obstacle, we have the Hanged Man. Now it just happens that this person is maybe a different gender or a different gender identity, but it's the Hanged One. Now, interestingly, this card, right, normally they're hung by their foot, but this card is like those Cirque du Soleil silk things, like Pink wraps herself in our concepts. So they are absolutely choosing to be in this and do this amazing spectacle in the sunlight or whatever it is. The standard Hanged One or Hangman is more like this, and it's said to represent Odin on the Yggdrasil, the Tree of Life, gaining the knowledge of the runes. So this card is all about patience and a little bit of sacrifice. Okay, it's basically saying, look, eventually this person will either move on from, if this is a person that's blocking your promotional status or whatever, or they will, you know, somehow no longer be an issue in time. So keep applying. Let me just go into the comments because you might have put in the comments who this is. In time, right, things will get better. So this is literally saying hang on in there, right? Although it feels like your confidence is being knocked right now, hang on in there, because it does feel work-wise this is going to pay off. Quite often the Hanged One or the Hangman pops up when we've got something to learn a little bit, if that makes sense. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Eventually you'll get through this and you'll come out the other side. Thanks very much for your question. Right then, let me go back into the normal camera and let me just say good night to Renata. Good night, my darling. I hope you are well. Go and cook some dinner. Have some lovely dinner. I can start to smell onions. So I think Rufus says, I think we've got homemade burgers tonight. Rufus makes the best homemade burgers. Oh my God. Forget your Five Guys or your Mackie D's or your Whopper or anything like that. Rufus's homemade burgers with 5% lean beef steak mince. Oh my God, this is so delicious. I could eat 7, but he only ever makes 4. I know, right? How rude is that? Make more burgers, get me more fat. No, I don't mean that. No problem at all, Judy. You appreciate the insight. Thank you for your time and energy. Thank you for being here, my darling. Thank you for being here. And it makes perfect sense. Yes. Thank you. You'll have to come around them. Ed, He's going to be messaging you tonight because he's got some questions about Ribino. It's not even called Ribino, is it? Listen, for those of you that don't know, right, I have ADD. I also have an issue with coffee, as in, you know, our membership scheme is called a coffee club. I have lots and lots of Costa cups. I was looking at their autumn range of Costa cups today. This might be my 5th coffee of the day. So yeah, the coffee keeps me going with the fibro and everything else, but it also does make my brain run at 95 million miles an hour. So unfortunately, even my mouth can't keep up with my brain sometimes. So yeah. Shall we have another round? Shall we do some more tarot readings? I think we should. I think we absolutely should. So then let's go ahead. Get your questions in, everybody. Get your questions in. I feel like I'm down the market now. Get your questions in, love. Get your questions. 5 questions for £1. Oh, get your questions in. Oh, I'm going to tell you, there was a little girl at the boot sale, which is what we did today. We went to a boot sale. There was a little girl who had a jingly, rattly, musicy thing. And kept shouting at the top of her lungs, everything here, 50p. If you buy one, you get one free. Let me know your name because I want to be a friend, not just a server. Blah, blah, blah. She was doing it for the whole afternoon. All I could think was, oh my God, in like 10 years' time, you are going to be the head salesperson for some company. Like you are going to absolutely, you're going to be like the next Jeff Bezos or somebody like you're going to invent the next big sales thing that we're all going to jump on in 20 years time. Absolutely amazing kid. But anyway, go ahead and put your comments into the live chat, starting with the word question. If you would like a question answered, if you want to guarantee your reading gets answered next, pop along to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, just up there, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. If you click on the Q jump on a live stream button, then just let one of our lovely mods know. I'll get that done for you straight after this. If not, you can try your luck, put it into the live chat, and I will pick one of those at random. Go ahead, do that now. Right then, let me just have a little look. We've had 7 comments come in. So if I have a little look, see here. Right, so it looks like we've actually got 2 questions that have come in. So it's literally between, hang on, there you go. If I do that between these ones and, oh gosh, that's not even, that's opening a private chat again. Right, that one and that one, 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 that one and that one and that one. Have I clicked on one? Is it? It's not a private chat. Wolf Boyo. Hello, Wolf Boyo. Question: should I keep pushing myself past my limits with my studies? My gut instinct is no, please don't, because burnout is a real thing. But we'll see. My lights are really bright in the background, aren't they? Computer, YouTube lights to 50%. She's been doing it all day. Gosh, honestly, she does work. She does. Honest to God, right? When I'm not on a live stream, I think it's something to do with the energies we work with. Because when I'm not on a live stream, she is absolutely fan-bloomintastic and does everything. Computer, YouTube lights to green. There we go. At least that's a bit. There we go. That's a bit not as in your face. Right then. So, Wolf Boyo, let's have a look. If you aren't Wolf Boyo, your question will be coming up again in about 8 minutes' time. Will be the time for another round. Each reading is about 7 or 8 minutes with a 3 card. So there we go. Also, don't forget, if you do buy a Q jump over here, I'll actually do you a 6 or 7 card reading depending on the type of question. So it's always worth looking at. Right then, Wolf Boyo, question. Wispy? Wolf Boyo would like to know, should they keep pushing themselves past their limits with the studies? Should Wolf Boyo keep pushing himself past his limits with their studies? Let's have a look. I've got to say, Wispy's being very well behaved today on the cards flipping, isn't he? Even though physically I'm all over the place and mentally I'm all over the place. I'm like 19 to the dozen at today, but Wispy's being very well behaved. I'm very impressed. Thank you, Wispy. Maybe Wispy's trying to calm my energy down a bit. Right then, let's do your drop. La 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 la. Why is the EastEnders theme now going through my head? Right then, should you keep pushing yourself with your studies? I tell you what, Wolf Boy, we'll do an option A and option B, and then what you need to know about them here. Right. So option A will be, should you keep pushing yourself beyond your limits? Option B will be, should you rein that back in a bit and aim for more of a work-life balance? And then the third card here, the decider, the tiebreaker, the what you need to know between to help you choose between the two, that will be here. Okay, so option A, I tell you what, we're going to do it this way. Look, isn't this exciting? Option A, option B, and the advice between the two. So then let's just have a look. Let's do the advice card first. Okay, I know I'm breaking all the rules today. The advice is, oh my Lord, it's my favorite card of all time, the Empress. So the Empress talks about family, abundance, nurturing, right? So this is a nurturing but also abundant card. In this deck, a little bit iffy with the Empress because she's pregnant, or they are pregnant with the entire universe. Okay, so there's a little bit of about this one, but the card itself, this is how you're going to help to decide, right? Think about the abundance element, think about the work-life balance, family, all of that. Think about the two, pushing yourself, think about that. Option A, this is what happens if you push yourself. Oh my God. Major Arcana with the Hermit. And if you get more of a work-life balance, you've got the Four of Wands. Right. Okay. So instantly, I can tell you what the cards are saying. So first of all, the Hermit. This Hermit's really interesting because it actually looks like they're levitating on this deck. They're not. They just sat on this outcrop of rock. The first time I saw this, I was like, how is the Hermit levitating? It's not. It's just a bizarre element in the way that the card's drawn. They're actually sitting on this rock and the light is lighting up this side of the rock and this side's in shadow. But they could be levitating, couldn't they? The Hermit generally looks a bit more like this, more of a old person carrying a lantern. But the Hermit is always about knowledge because you've got this little lantern right there, look. So this is about knowledge. It's about taking yourself out of a situation. Now, in option A's case, should you keep pushing past your limits? This is going to say, well, no, because you're going to end up pushing yourself too far and the outcome is going to be completely distancing yourself. Now, this to me reads a little bit like you'll push yourself so far and the pushback from your body and from your brain will literally be, no, I'm broken, can't deal with that anymore. I now need to spend a bucket load of time on my own to try and recover. Okay. So it's saying to me now, option A is, yes, it would be, the Hermit would be good in a lot of other situations, but pushing yourself past the point of breaking point is going to leave you ultimately on your own and struggling, because that's what this Hermit feels like. Whereas option B was the work-life balance. We've got the Four of Wands. The wands are here. Look, I always talk about the fours being table legs. This is stability. So even though it's a really joyous card, look, you can see these two people dancing and enjoying life. They're feeling quite confident. They're out and about, maybe at a circus or a festival. They're having a good time in general. It comes off the back of this sense of stability. So I think, Wolf Boyo, the cards are literally shouting and screaming. Again, you make all your own decisions about your own life, but these cards are screaming and shouting that actually maybe pulling back a little bit and not trying to do everything all at once, long term, that's going to be better. It might take you a year longer or 2 years longer to complete what you need to complete, but you'll be a hell of a lot happier doing it. Just look at the difference between these two cards. Okay, look, one person alone gazing off at the nothing, literally gazing off into middle space, like thinking, trying to work out where their life is going, all of that inner anguish. And the other card has people dancing at a festival. When you're looking at the Empress, is how you decide. The Empress is all about your nurturing yourself, your betterment, how to do what is best for you. So that, to me, this is why I love this spread. I don't get a chance to do this spread very often with an either or option, but this is absolutely very, very clear to me, my darling. And I hope that helps. So yeah, let's have a look at the, let's have a look on the other camera. There we go. And on the comments, oh gosh, no, there we go. On the comments, yeah, that makes sense. You were up till 4 in the morning last night reading your textbooks and was completely spaced out. I mean, you know, I'm completely spaced out most mornings, but it's just the way my brain functions. But if that's not usual for you, my darling, then yeah, maybe not being up till 4 in the morning trying to study like 50 million different subjects at different levels all at the same time, maybe that's something you need to look into, my friend. Maybe that is something you need to look into. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Let me have a look now. Hang on. Alexa says no. She did. I know, right? You have saw one in the morning that set you right off. What's that? What set you right off? Oh, but the Halloween decorations. Yeah. Yes, I know. There's at least 3 more videos to come for that. I know, right? And I bought some more bits. I just can't help myself. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know what that means for you, like for this term coming, Wolf Boyo. I don't know what that means, but yeah, look after yourself. As Patricia says, nurture yourself, right? Look up, be your own goddess energy, right? Empress energy. We know what the Empress is: nurturing, loving, caring, compassion, abundance, like working a lot and getting a lot down the line, but also in balance. The Empress is very much in balance with nature. There's a reason why in virtually every Empress card you see some depiction of either the crops or the earth, because it's in balance with nature, right? It isn't a combine harvester and a factory. You know what I mean? The abundance is talking about more than just wealth. It's talking about overall clearance and abundance and wonder and all of that linked in with that nature nurture element, the two combined. So hopefully, Wolf Boy, that does help. Yeah, just take care is what I would say. Right then, let's go ahead and get another round going, shall we? If you're new here, if you've just joined, how do you get a reading on this channel? There are 2 ways. The first way is to go over to buymeacoffee.com/beyondauthentic, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. If you click on the Q jump on the live stream option, it will cost you £4 or £3 for members. Of that £4, 10% goes to one of the UK bladder cancer charities, and 10% goes to the other one, because as far as I know, there's only 2. So yeah, so 20% overall goes to those. And don't forget, it also guarantees you a 6 or 7 card reading up next. If, however, you can't afford it or don't want to, that's absolutely fine. You can take your chances by putting your question into the live chat right now, starting with the word question, and then I will grab one of those at random. Okay, that's how we do it on this channel. Go ahead and do that, and I will give you a handy little video just in case I spoke too fast, which I do have a habit of doing. There's a super strong connection here, right? Oh my God! What will your card say? That is the question. Right then, let's have a look. We've got some. No, I haven't. Yes, I don't even know where my phone is. I haven't. I will have a look. Right then, looks like we've got one question in this round. Is that right? Yep, one question in. So, Lalima Sony, you are the lucky one right now. You're the only one that's put a question in. So this is going to be your question. Right then, my darling. I will have a look at that for you. Advice and outcome of meeting Nikhil. Am I saying that right? Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm on the wrong screen entirely. Right, there we go. Hit your button with the white. Stephanie Grasso. Good evening, Byron. Hello, my darling. How are you doing? Is Thursday still happening? I might pop on if it is. If it's not, then I won't. I hope you're well, Byron. Stephanie, refresh your doodah on the YouTubes because your questions are coming in after each round. So I think you might be about a minute, 30 seconds or a minute behind on the live chat. So yeah, right then. Lalima Sony, question, advice and outcome of meeting Nikhil. We'll have a look at that for you. Give me 2 seconds. Let's get the card cam up and we'll have a look into that for you right now. Where's the button? That's the button. There we go then. So Wispy. There we go. So then, Wispy, we've got a reading for Lalima Sunil, and Lalima wants to know the outcome of meeting Nikhil. The outcome of meeting Nikhil. That's what we want to know. So then, Wispy, let's have a look. The outcome of meeting Nikhil. That was me dropping 2 cards, by the way. If a single card drops, especially if it flips over or if a card flips mid-shuffle and comes face up, that's your clarifying card. I've got to say tonight, though, with this deck, Wispy hasn't given us any clarifying cards, has he? Oh. Made me drop a whole bunch of them. That's not funny, Wispy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Wispy is the air elemental that I work with. I call them my dragons because it makes it easier to visualize. But he is my air elemental, and he's a little bit like a playful puppy sometimes. He's got his very own unique way of working. So, yeah, let's have a look. So then, this is the situation or where you are now. This is what you need to know. Oh, 5 of Wands. And this is the outcome. Right. Okay, my darlings. So then, let's have a look at these 3 cards. So, where you are now, or the situation, we've got the Heartbreak card. This is the 3 of Swords. And the 3 of Swords, as you can see, is literally the heart being ripped apart. So we've got, you can see there's cuts and lines and stuff is being dragged out of it. This is a very difficult card. Where are the swords, you might ask? Look, they're there. I know, right? Right there. Little tiny, tiny swords. So this is the Heartbreak card, my darling. Now, this comes up when there has been, funnily enough, a heartbreak and a sadness or a relationship failure. Now, I don't know what the connection is with Nikhil, whether you've come out of a relationship brokenhearted or whether Nikhil's come out of a relationship brokenhearted. Either way, I don't think the situation right now is ideal for relationships, if that makes sense. So if this is a romantic connection, it's a bit of a difficult way of starting because you're starting at a major disadvantage. The obstacle or the main issue you need to be aware of, I guess, is the 5 of Wands. Now, this came up earlier. Wands for me is all about your sense of security, your sense of self, how you see yourself, your confidence, all of that. And the 5s are a time of upheaval. Now, it came up last time it came up reversed, but this time it's come up upright, which means there is a challenge. This meeting with Nikhil is going to give you a bit of a challenge in terms of your self-confidence, in terms of your esteem. So I don't know whether this is something that there are, whether Nikhil is around other people or, dating multiple people. In fact, hang on, I don't normally, but I'm going to click on the comments and just see whether you've commented anything about where about the connection with Nikhil. You haven't as yet, my darling. But okay, so it does feel like whatever's happening, whatever this connection is, that it's throwing you for a bit of a spin, because this is a card that is all about challenge, upheaval, things going on. And in this case, it's also a card that I connect with competition. So it could be that there are, if this is a romantic connection, it could be that Nikhil isn't just romantically connecting with you, if that makes sense. On the opportunity and how to overcome this, we've got this card again, the wheel, or the wheel of fortune. This is what it normally looks like. So you've got that cartoon wheel, that idea of spinning the wheel. In this case, it's even a little bit more precarious look, because we've got the energies here, represented the light and the dark, but we've also got these wheels are spinning, and you can see the dice. And this is where it's talking about it's a gamble. Okay, so I think the outcome here, you could put a lot on the line with this. I don't know whether that's going to be worth it. Okay, it feels like there is a lot of risk. Don't get me wrong, if it turns out that you and Nikhil have this perfect romantic connection, and they drop all of the other people that might be in this situation and just end up connected to you very, very deeply, that could be really good. That could be, you know, your wheel of fortune landing on win, you know, win $10,000, hurrah. Or you could lose everything. And this is the gamble. Is this gamble worth it when the situation is starting at a heartbreak, going into this idea of there being other people around, and maybe you're not the only romantic connection, leading to this risk? That is for you to decide, my darling. As I always say, you make all of your own decisions about your own life. I hope that helps, Lalima. I really, really do. Thank you so much for your question. Thank you so much for popping on. And yeah, that is going to be your reading for today, my darling. But I hope that gives you a little bit of advice, or a little bit of, thank you, a little bit of guidance, shall we say. Right then, thank you for that, Lalima. Hopefully that has, as I say, that's given you a little bit of it's been stuck in love. Yeah, I don't think, listen, my darling, in all honesty, that 5 of Wands coming up in that position is, I think there are other people in the picture, put it that way. Doesn't mean that there's necessarily an ongoing relationship, doesn't mean that there's necessarily anything like that happening already, but it's almost like, how can I put it? It's almost like, I've never been on Tinder, so I don't know which way it is, right? But if you're on the Tinder and you match with someone, and then you swiped left or right or up or down, whichever way it is on Tinder, and you've matched with someone and you've started chatting, and you're like, oh, okay, then let's go for coffee, or let's go for drinks one afternoon. It's like that person is also going for drinks with multiple other people. There's nobody that is like, it's you and me, oh, we're so together, we're in love. There's nothing like that, but there's other people in it, if that makes sense. There's other people around, so just bear that in mind, my darling. That's what the cards are screaming at me. Hopefully that helps. Thank you ever so much for your question. Right then, we're going to do another reading. Just before I do, there's a little bit of housekeeping to do, because I am very aware that some people have only just come in and joining us for the second hour. So then, a little bit of housekeeping.
Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necro Neil.
Blue Chalice is a small business making crafty creations for the witchy community. From jewellery to wall hangings, witch bells to altar tiles. Why not have a look at bluechalice.etsy.com.
YouTube tarot reader, Lisa Lee, has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's have a look in the comments, see if anybody has put questions in. Right then, okie dokie. It looks like, oh, Lou, who's here? Good evening, Lou. It looks like we've only got one question in again on this round. That's fine. Charleone, my darling, good evening to you. I think you are a new subscriber here. So good evening to you, my darling. Let's have a little look-see at your question. Hang on, I'm on completely the wrong screen. Completely the wrong screen. There we go. Fantastic. Let's have a look. So your question is, I'm working on my relationship with my kids' dad, thank you, who's Taurus, and I would like to know if there's a third party around. Okie dokie. Let's have a look at that for you. So then we're going to bring in the card cam as always. Bum, 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 bum. Let's have a look. So then, Wispy, good evening once again. Wispy, we've got a, hang on, I'm on the wrong bit. There we go. We've got a reading here for Charleone. And Char would like to know, they're working on their relationship with their kid's dad, and they would like to know if there's a third party around. So is there a third party around? Let's have a look. Stephanie, once again, your question came in a little bit late, my darling. Just hit your refresh button, the little twirly button on the YouTube. Just see if you can catch up with the stream. Okay, Ness, my darling, I hope you are grand. I will have a look at your message in a second, my darling, and I will speak to you soon. You take care of yourself. Right then, Shah, let's have a look. So is there anybody else around, Wispy? Is there a third party around between Shah and the children's father? Let's have a look. Again, no cards are flipped. Wispy likes this deck, but not for the clarifying cards. That's interesting, isn't it? Even the dragons have their favorite decks, it looks like. Arguably, because they're all hived off a thought form, you know. Anyway, the situation, the obstacle. Ooh, okay. And how to overcome that obstacle. Okay. Really? As in overcome the obstacle. Right. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure about this because what the cards are instantly telling me. I'm not. Well, okay. Let me give you the reading and then we'll talk about it. Right. So the situation, we've got the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Now, if I show you it this way up, the Knights are, for me, rebellious teenage energy, even though, I mean, this does not look like a teenager. The only way this would be a teenager if is it in one of those American high school productions, you know, where they're all like 35 playing 17-year-olds. Look at the state of my nails. I've just realized all the polish has come off. You can see that I need to get infills done. But anyway, so this feels very much like an older person, but it's teenage rebellious energy. Okay, so the Knights for me are the people that rush in where angels fear to tread. You know what I mean? They are the people that go off half-cocked. They are the ones that will act first and ask the questions later. Now, in terms of the Pentacles, Pentacles is your work, career, finances suit, but it's also the amount of effort that gets put in. Now, in either case, this was reversed. So I think the situation with the kid's dad, it doesn't feel great in terms of your relationship. It doesn't feel it. I think there's definitely a disconnect. Okay, there's definitely a disconnect. Now again, listen, you make all your own decisions about your own life, and tarot is for entertainment purposes only. But you ask the question: is there a third party around? In the obstacle position, we've got the 3 of Pentacles. Now, this isn't necessarily, because these are Pentacles, not Cups, it isn't necessarily saying that there is somebody there romantically, but it could be that that energy is there somehow. Does that make sense? It could mean that there is somebody who maybe there isn't an actual relationship happening yet, but maybe there's been either a little bit of dillying or a little bit of connecting, not necessarily leading anywhere. But it does feel like the obstacle is that 3. Now, again, for me, 2s are couples, 3s are either including family or bringing in another person, it's like when a business starts employing employees rather than just being, the people, that set the business up. When you're able to hire people, that's the sort of 3 that comes in. It doesn't always mean more children or more partners, but quite often that is represented, if that makes sense. And then we've got, in the how to overcome it, we've got the Lovers. Now, there's only really... hang on, let me play you this, right? So this is the standard sort of Lovers, 2 people kissy kissy. This is also 2 people kissy kissy. But hang on, hold on a second. Right, I'm swapping to this camera, which, if I do this halfway through a reading, it's because I want to do the just you and me here thing. But before I do, I have to do one more thing. Hang on a second. We've gone to red alert, my darling. Now, why have we gone to red alert with this? Because what the cards are suggesting, right, is the way to overcome this 3, this potential third person with the Lovers in, is either to do a little bit of boom chaka wow wow with the kid's dad, if you're still in a relationship with him. Basically, do a little bit of the horizontal shuffle. Just make sure that there's protection involved, otherwise there'll be another kiddie on the way, but you know what I mean. Or it's talking about getting yourself another little lover and going off down that road. But where literally you're asking the question, you're working on your relationship, you'd like to know if there's a third party, the way to overcome it, basically the cards are saying get down and dirty with your kid's husband. That's what the cards are saying. And I don't like delivering that. This is why I've gone to red alert, because it feels very, it feels very icky. It doesn't feel great. You know what I mean? It feels like the cards are saying, well, if you want to keep him, do the bedroom stuff. But the thing is, if you're not in a position emotionally, physically, mentally to do the bedroom stuff with him, then what happens? It could also mean, Patricia, do me a favor on this reading, my darling. Do you agree? Right? Do you agree? Because Patricia's also very, very, very into tarot, very empathetic, same as me. But this Lovers card coming up in this reading, am I reading too much into this? Is this the cards literally saying the way to keep him is to keep him satisfied? Because that doesn't feel right in the 21st century, in 2023. That does not feel like a reading that I should be saying to anyone. If you want to keep your man you know, do the doodah, do the deed. That is not what I want to be saying to anybody, but that is what the cards have come up. And yeah, that is going to be your reading, Shah. Whatever. Hang on. I tell you what we'll do. I tell you what. Hang on. Right. Wispy. Let's go back to Wispy's music. Wispy. We're going to clarify this card, Wispy. Right. Let's clarify the card with the other deck. Haha. I've not done it this way round before. Right then. Wispy. Fifth Spirit Tarot. What we want to know is, are you telling Shah that basically the way to keep baby daddy in check is to do the boom chikawawa, to get down and dirty and do the bedroom stuff with the kid's dad? Is that what you are actually telling us, Wispy? And we're using the fifth spirit. So then let's have a look for a clarify this, because I don't feel comfortable in leaving a situation going, oh yeah, if you want to keep him, you know, do the deed. It just doesn't feel right. Oh, hang on. We've had a card leave. The Sun. Is there a baby? Is there a baby, Shah? Because the Sun is lots of growth, lots of positive energy, but also in a lot of decks represents... It represents a child. Right, hang on, though. We'll go again. Wispy, come on. We want... Thank you for that. But let's give us another card to clarify this, lovers. Your instinct is definitely a third energy, but not from his side. Okay. You're pregnant right now. Oh my gosh. Right. Ah, my darling. That's why the Sun came up. Right. Okay. A little over 5 months. So in other words, there isn't any bedroom shenanigans going on then. Right. Hang on. Let me. So Wispy, 2 more cards. We're going to put the Sun there. I want 2 more cards to clarify this, lovers. So there's already a baby on the way. The 8 of Wands. Everything's up in the air. Oh my gosh. Everything's up in the air. So everything is literally, this situation is not stable at all. Wow. Right. Okay. And the 8 of Swords. Is there a possibility, my darling? Now, again, please be very mindful that you only ever share as much information as you are comfortable sharing. Let me just show you these ones. Right. Is there any possibility that this card is not connected to the kid's dad? Is there a possibility that there's somebody else being involved with you, or because it feels, I don't know whether he's, I don't think he's done the deed. I don't think it's him cheating. No, me neither, Patricia. I don't think he's cheating, right? I don't. I do think there's a third person somewhere, but I don't think it's a bonky, shaggy, cheaty thing. I don't think it is. I don't think that is what's going on. It feels like, oh, my darling, I don't mean just, but is this literally because you are pregnant, because you are going through it, that actually you're reading too much into it? Because I think you might be reading too much into it. This doesn't feel like a romance. There's no cups here. So my gut instinct wouldn't be that this is a cheating. How to overcome it? If you and him are fairly solid, then that's what this card is talking about. Bringing the Sun in here as well would also tend to suggest that maybe, excuse me, that maybe this new baby energy is what's actually coming in and what's actually messing up a bit of your, like, the pregnancy hormones having an effect on your brain and things, and doing, you know, making you maybe a little bit seeing something where there's not something, because maybe you're not in the, not that you're not in the right headspace, but maybe you're just in a position where it's a little bit easy for you to get misconstrued. Hang on. He's lied to you a lot and got caught. It doesn't feel like he's cheating. It doesn't feel like he's cheating. He might be talking to someone else. He might be, you know, sharing things that perhaps you'd prefer him not to share, but I don't get the feeling that there's any bumping of uglies. I do think that there is going to be this awareness shifting, and because swords, the 8 of swords for me, you've got 2 8s. Hang on, what would that be? Right, okay, my darling. Listen, if you're, hang on, 8 weeks, 8 weeks would put you at 7 months. Or is this saying that 8 months? I don't know. There's something here around the 8s as well. So just bear that in mind. 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 weeks, 8 months. There's something here for that. This feels very much like, to be honest with you, although everything's up in the air at the moment, it feels like, I hate to say it, my darling, but it feels like maybe you're reading too much into something, and that maybe if he gets a text, again, I'm reading a lot into this, but it could well be that if he gets a text and it's just a bloke from work saying, oh, when you come in tomorrow, you know, there's going to be a pizza party on the 5th floor. We should go up there. It starts at 1 o'clock. And you see him reach for his text and smile. And then you think, who's that he's texting with? I bet it's a woman, blah, 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 blah. And then that's what's causing some of this. There's nothing here. There is literally nothing here. Like, if he was cheating, this would probably be here, or this would be here. It doesn't feel like he's cheating, my darling. It doesn't. It feels like, and I'm not saying he hasn't done in the past at all, but it feels like there is maybe something else going on right now. I can't believe that came up, and you're 5 months along. Yeah, it feels like there's something else going on, my darling. You say his family's negative, you're around them, you don't have any family around you. Maybe that's what you need to do. And again, then maybe that's what this would represent, is bringing in that family, bringing in those friends, bringing in that connection for you, your support network. And the thing is, they don't have to be around you physically. They can be around you emotionally, just on the end of a phone call or something like that. It doesn't, I don't think he's cheating. I don't think he's cheating. There might be something else going on. There could be a financial issue, or debts, or borrowing, or something else going on that he's lied about. I don't think he's cheating, and I don't think, again, you make all your own decisions, my darling, but I don't think he is. It does feel, though, that there is going to be a revelation coming soon. Okay, it really, really does. The other thing, a lot of lovers cards, it also talks about trust. Now, listen, trust is not an easy thing, especially if you've been lied to in the past, or if he's, you know, you've just found out that he's been lying about something. But it doesn't feel, in all honesty, it doesn't feel like that's what's going on. It really, really doesn't. So hopefully that at least gives you a bit of peace of mind that he's not bumping uglies with the neighbor or someone. Hopefully that helps. And yeah, thank you very much for your question. She doesn't like listening to me today, does she? Computer, stand down, red alert. Oh, God. Computer, stand down, red alert. Thank you. Crystal Rose, hello everyone. Hello, Crystal Rose. I hope you're okay, my darling. Shah, be careful, you're vulnerable, and sometimes certain individuals pick up on that. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying he's not an arsehole. I'm not saying that he's not being a prize dick. I'm just saying that I don't think his prize dick is going anywhere it shouldn't be going. If that makes sense, my darling, it really doesn't. But also, if how can I put this? I think, my darling, I think that you probably need to have a bit of a conversation with him, and establish, try and establish some boundaries and some trust again. I honestly, like, there's nothing here screaming at me that he's cheating. I could be wrong, but Patricia also doesn't get that vibe, and she's very, very switched on with this, which is why I asked her to chip in. But yeah, I don't get that vibe at all, my darling. But thank you very much for your question. Right then, so if you would like a tarot reading on this channel, there are two ways to get one. The first way is you can go across to buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic, as it says at the top of the screen, just there. You can get a Q jump over there, which means that you will absolutely get a 6 or 7 card reading, depending on the type of the question, and that will be next. If, however, you don't want to or can't, or whatever, for whatever reason that isn't an option, then you can put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will grab one of those at random, and we're going to read that next. So that's your options. If you would like a question answered, go ahead, put it into the live chat, starting with the word question, or nip over to buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic, where you can click on a Q jump. Okay, right then, let's have a look in the chat. Right. Let me have a look. Right, so we've got 2 questions in, so there's a 50 chance, and we're going with, I'm gonna not look, and I'm clicking up and down. I'm hoping I'm on a question. No, I'm not on a question. Hang on, I'm completely on the wrong screen now. Comments. There we go. Right then. I'm back to that. I was about to click on this one, which is Patricia. Right, hang on. Let me turn the banner off. Right, there you go. That's that one. That's back on the comments page. It's very complicated, all of this. Right then, I'm looking at you. Up and down, and click. Oh, hiccups. Stephanie Grasso. Stephanie, you finally got up to speed on the YouTube. Yay. Stephanie Grasso, what is coming up for love? I don't know. What is coming up for love? Shall we ask the cards? Let's ask the cards. Right then, let's bring Card Cam in again. I've been asked, right? Somebody did put a comment on one of the streams saying, why don't I just leave Card Cam in position? And the answer is because the arm isn't long enough to have it permanently kind of set up and not to see it in the other camera. So yeah, it doesn't quite work that way, unfortunately. Right then, Wispy. Stephanie Grasso has been trying most of the evening, bless her. And Stephanie would like to know what is coming up for love. So what is happening in Stephanie's love life? Oh, okay, Wispy. This is the first time all night that we've had a clarifying card, and we've got the Knight of Wands. So then this could be Stephanie. This could be a young suitor coming your way. The Knights are teenage energy. Now, it doesn't mean it's teenagers, but it's that sort of rebellious energy. It could also be, I guess, you could almost think of it as midlife crisis energy as well. Sort of, maybe, but it's that sort of teenage energy for me. The pages are very youthful, naive. The teenagers are very rebellious, and they act first, think later. So that's the sort of vibe about that one. But it's the Knight of Wands. So this is talking about security and confidence. Okay, so this could be your confidence, or this could be an indicator that the person that's coming up your way, that sounded so rude, I do apologize. The person that's coming your way could be somebody who is a little bit not flighty, but a little bit act first, think later, if that makes sense. I also love how in this deck, a lot of the wands are so joyful. They are having such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. Right then, let's have a look. Let's do your drop. As soon as a card flips, we stop shuffling because Wispy says, nope. That's where we stop. So then, there's your cut straight down the middle. And let's have a look then. So, where are you now in love? Oh, Four of Swords reverse. So, I think your last relationship was a little bit... I'll tell you what, I'm going to put these two cards down and then I can talk and we'll go through that and unveil it as we go. That'd be exciting, wouldn't it? I don't know why. Some things like... but yeah, so we've got the... Four of Swords. Now, Swords is your trouble and strife card. The fours are all about stability. Okay, so it's really talking about there being an issue here that I think if you are single at the moment, I think as much as you don't like that, you're kind of stable with it. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're used to it. Everything's ticking along and there's a certain amount of comfort that comes with that stability. Does that make sense? So it almost feels like even though you aren't in the boom chicka wow wow, hearts and flowers, bonking every 5 minutes phase of a relationship, you're actually quite comfortable where you are. Now, again, that's fine. It just means that is there going to be the how can I put it? Is there the impetus there? Is there the driving need to go and meet a partner? That's what we're going to ask. But anyway, if that's where you are, this is what you need to know. Oh, the one was literally, wow. You're a bit hermitude. That's just, okay. God, I love these decks. I love these decks so much. I was just going to say, you're a bit hermity and the hermits come up. So what you need to know, have you been separating yourself from other people? Now, the hermit, the standard depiction of the hermit is like the old person carrying the lantern. They've separated from the rest of society, living in a cave or in the woods or whatever. This version of the hermit is a little bit different because, as I said earlier, it almost looks like they're floating. They're levitating. Leviato, the floatio. I was about to quote Harry Potter and realized I've only seen 1.5 films, so I can't quote that. But anyway, the lantern is here, which is the search for knowledge. And this person here, the hermit, is shining with knowledge. So they've become almost the lantern, but it's still in this situation. Yes, I think you might know yourself really well, but if you separated yourself out from the dating pool, then nobody's going to come randomly knocking on your door and say, hello, is that Miss Grasso? Hello, Miss Grasso, I've got your newspaper here and I'm delivering you, here's your mail, and oh, do you want to go on a date? You know what I mean? Or, hello, Miss Grasso, I've got a parcel for you from Amazon, and oh, you're really lovely, do you fancy going for coffee? You know what I mean? Very rarely is that going to happen. So if you've separated yourself from the dating pool, then maybe that's something you need to look at. And then we've got the Six of Wands reversed coming up in the how to overcome this. Okay, so Six of Wands would normally be, I mean, you can see, look, this person is literally on stage, right? They've got the wand here is representing a microphone. You've got these X Factor type lights. They are stood there like, you know, thank you very much, Simon Cowell, golden buzzer me, yay! There's also this laurel wreath, which is like victory and all of this loveliness, right? So that would say lots of community, lots of people around you, lovely, lovely, lovely. But this is reversed. So the way to overcome it is to try and bring people, how can I put it? Try and be around people, but not to do it, not to go from hermit to suddenly, you know, you're out on speed dating 5 nights a week. You know, you've invited teams of people back to your place to have, you know, to play sardines and Twister, and you're going to pick a guy from all of those or pick a partner from all of those, right? It's not talking about that, but it is talking about slowly getting the confidence to maybe put yourself out there a little bit, to bring in the 6 energy. And for me, the 6s are all about community, wider groups of people, family and friends. Okay, let me just have a little look on the comments. I hope that makes some sense. Let me swap to the other camera. Again, this Knight of Wands, for me, I think that's talking about being open and having some courage to put yourself back out there, basically, because it's scary. Single life can be really, really scary, Stephanie. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what it's talking about, if that makes sense. Right, let me have a look. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense, my darling. I really, really, really hope it does. It feels like you just need to put yourself out there a little bit more. Now, that could be on Tinder or websites. That could be by, you know, going out with friends and seeing who's out there in the IRL dating pool. I don't know. It depends on whatever is right for you. But either one of those feels very scary. Yes, Patricia. Either one of those feels very scary, and either one of those feels like it would be a big step for you. So go slowly, my darling. Go slowly. This 4 of Swords, this really comfortable nest look where you've had a little nap. It's nice, it's secure, but again, you're on the top of that tree in that nest on your own. There is someone around though currently. Then the cards are not saying at all that this one's going to last. Hate to say it, the cards are all talking about, especially with this Hermit, especially as I was about to say, solitude when this card popped up, as the obstacle, like what you need to know, your obstacle. I think if there is someone around right now, they probably won't be in the next few months. I hate to say it, my darling. And again, you make all your own decisions about your own life. Tarot is only for entertainment purposes, but it does absolutely feel like in the time to come that there will be maybe scope for you to move on and put yourself back out there. I hope that helps. It's probably not what you want to hear, but again, all I can do is share with you the guidance from the cards as it's given to me, and it really does feel like there's a bit of a journey there to go on, my darling. So hopefully that helps. Sorry if that's bad news. I really am, but that is going to be your reading for today, my darling. Right then, so let's have a little look. See, oh, if we see, oh no, hang on, what screen am I on now? There we go. So Anchor Srivastava, good evening to you. Good evening to SB. Hi. Good evening to, who else did I see pop in then? Good evening to Honey Spice Tarot, and good evening to Kayanat Bakari. You're the ones that came in during that reading, I believe. So then, if you would like a tarot reading on this channel, how do you go about it? Well, there are 2 ways. It's very quick and very easy. Very easy. All you need to do is, the first way to guarantee your reading is to go across here, buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can in fact click on the Q jump on a live stream option. That Q jump will get you your reading very much next. You'll be the next reading, and it will be a longer reading. So if you're wanting a 6 or 7 card reading, that is how you get one of those. If, however, you don't want to do that, you can always go ahead and try in the comments below. Put your question into the comment section, starting with the word question, and I will grab one of those at random, and that will be the next question that we answer. In case you missed it, I'm going to play you a lovely little video that will explain all of the above. Okay, what will your card say? Indeed. Let's have a look. Right, let's take that ticker tape off. This is the channel members scrolling on your screen below. Right then, let me entertain you. No, let me have a look. So we are going to SR is here as well. Good evening to SR. My voice is just starting to crackle. So I'm going to go scrolly uppy down in the comments. La la la, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and this one. Anchor Srivastava. Anchor Srivasta. I can't, hang on a second. Let me put my teeth in. Anchor Srivastava. Anchor Srivastava. Right then, let's have a look. You're still waiting for your Accenture, oh gosh, hang on, your Accenture Bangalore offer letter. When will I receive it? Okay, time-wise. Okay, we'll have a look and see if we can get a time sense, or sense of time, I should say, reading. So then, Wispy, we've got a time reading, Wispy. I know it's not your favorite thing in the world to do, but we want to have an idea on time scales. So, Anchor, the SR always gets me every time. Anchor I can't, teeth. Anchor Srivastava. Anchor Srivastava, Wispy. You know I'm saying that wrong. Anchor Srivastava would like to know when they're going to get the letter from Accenture Bangalore offer, with an offer for Accenture Bangalore. That's what we want to know. When are they going to receive their offer letter, Wispy? That's what we want to know. So then, let's see. If you want to, Wispy, if you can wangle it, if you can get some numbers involved, we can absolutely 100% flip a card. We can read that as an idea of time. If not, we're going to do it the hard way. Are we doing it the hard way, Wispy? We're doing it the hard way. Damn it. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. First of all, Wispy, the first question we want. Is there going to be an offer letter coming? Is there an offer letter coming? Right. So a yes would be an upright. A no would be a reversal. That's what we want, first of all. Is there actually an offer letter coming? Let's have a look. Oh, Ace of Swords. Right, well, okay. I don't know if there is actually going to be an offer letter. I don't know if there's going to be an offer letter. So first of all, I said upright is yes and reversed is no. It came up reversed. But also, this is the Ace of Swords. This is a card that is all about, if this was a standard deck of playing cards, it would be the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades, the Ace of Spades, it would. Now, swords for me is trouble and strife, obstacles and challenges. And the sword is the start of a whole new series of challenges coming up. So there's going to be an issue with this letter, Anchor. There's an issue with this letter. I don't know what it is, but there is an issue with this letter even getting to you. Right then, Wispy. So if we think this is going to be delayed, or there's something happening around the letter coming out, when is the offer letter coming? So then, what we're going to look at is oh, hang on. Oh, I see comments. Let me have a look on the comments section. It will be what it is coming. Final HR round pending and some source also there. Right. If it's a final round, I don't know whether it feels like there's a hurdle for you to cross yet, Anchor. Things are not dotted. The I's are not dotted. The T's are not crossed. There is something else happening behind the surface. There's going to be a challenge with this. There is going to be a challenge with this. So something is happening behind the scenes. The Ace of Swords is all about the start of a new obstacle, a new challenge, a new period of challenges. So something is happening around this, right? If that's the situation, what is going to be the obstacle? What's going on, Wispy? We've got the Knight of Wands. Really? Okay, so the Knight of Wands is the obstacle. So maybe you're a little bit overconfident about what's happened. Maybe that's what that's saying. Maybe there's something that's been missed and you don't realize. Either, you know, it could be that there's something in paperwork, or, you know, they haven't got something that they need from you. It feels like something isn't entirely finished, because the Knight of Wands, if the Knight of Wands was a person, it would be that teenage energy of, right, okay, let's done, let's go and do something else now, la 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 la. It's that rebellious kind of, how can I put it? It's that not following things through to its, you know, to everything, not finishing every detail. You know what I mean? That's the sort of vibe that this card would give, and that's coming up as an obstacle. So how do we overcome this then? How do we get through this issue, Wispy? We do it by the Three of Wands. Okay. Asking questions, seeking advice, and bringing somebody else into the thing. Right, there's something else here going on, Anchor. The project manager is applying pressure on HR to hire you. That's great, but if there's something not entirely right here, it doesn't feel like this is tied up yet. This is not finalized yet. Hang on. Paperwork verification is pending. There's something missing, my darling. There is something missing from this. The 3 is coming in. You need to maybe get somebody in HR and the project manager together in the same room and work out what the issue is, because there is something missing that isn't happening. So maybe HR have got some, you know, your project manager could be all sorts, saying all sorts to you, but if there's a recruitment cap or a spending cap or something like that going on, it could be that there's issues behind the surface and issues behind the scenes that you don't know about yet. So there's definitely something happening. I don't think the paperwork is finished. Absolutely not. This confidence is coming from you, my darling. This Knight energy is coming from you. This is that thing of, oh, it's all going to be fine, it's all going to work out. I don't think it is on its own. You need to basically make sure that HR, the project manager, and you are staying in this loop, in that triangular loop, because something is missing here, and you need to find out what it is and get it to them quick before this spirals. Because the thing with the Ace of Swords, literally in this deck, you can see it's a never-ending spiral. All the way down. And so there's an issue here that you need to nip in the bud. There's something here that you need to find the result to. Ask between you, HR, and the project manager. Work out what the hell is going on. It may be that there's a requirement that you haven't got, and that's what's holding you back. Or it may be that the project manager hasn't done everything that they're supposed to do, but there is something here blocking it. Because this Ace of Swords, I mean, this would be dodgy this way up. This way up, it's blindsiding you. So there's something here that you think has been done that hasn't. And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you ever so much. And I hope that gives you some answers. Monday morning, tomorrow morning, get yourself on the phone with the HR team and try and speak to the project manager and find out what the holdup is, because there is something here that hasn't been completed. Okay, my darling, hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that will give you some answers and will let you know what to tackle. But this letter is not going to come your way until those blockages are resolved. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. Thank you ever so much for that. And that is your reading for today. Right then, one more question. I'm going to leave that one there. One more question, everybody. One more round. So if you would like a question answered, I'm going to swap that one back to this one. If you would like a question, please do start your question with the word question. Pop it into the live chat now. that will give you a chance. I will read one of those at random. If, however, and this is going to be the last reading tonight, if you want to nab that last reading for yourself, there's one way of doing it, and that is going over to here, buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can, in fact, click on the Q Jump on a live stream option. It costs £4 in the UK, £3 to our lovely channel club members. And yeah, that is the only way to guarantee your reading. If not, you can always go to my website, beyondauthentic.co.uk, later in the week or later this evening and book a reading via there. That will take you to fiverr.com or buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. So those are the only two options. If you need that repeating one last time, here it is. Indeed, let's have a look then. I've got a whole bunch of questions just come in. So then I'm going to, let's have a look. Is there any, we've got 11 or 12, we just jumped to 13, now it's jumped back to 11. So we've got a few people watching. I'm going to give you another 20 seconds because I know that sometimes YouTube can be delayed. So if you want a reading, if you want to take your chance to get that last reading in, do jump over at buymeacoffee.com, blah, 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 /Beyond Authentic, or put it into the live chat right now. This is your last chance on the reading for tonight. Okay, right then, we're going to scroll. Hang on, so it goes from there all the way down. Right, okay, so then this is where we're looking, and I'm staring at you and ignoring the screen, and we go there. Oh, hang on. We've gone all the way back up. That's useful, Lisa. I must have clicked on the scrolly button. Hang on. Back down, back down, back down, back down. Right then, here we go. All right, okie dokie. So we're going to do this again one last time. We're going with this one. Damn it. Right, this shows that this is completely at random. Put my wheels over my trousers leg then. I've got my chair stuck on my trouser leg. Right, one last go. Here we go. Hopefully this is one of the readings, and we're going with this one here. God damn! Sorry, everybody. I do use bad language sometimes. Right. This one. Please be a person. Oh, I've not even clicked on anything. Right. Please be a person. Please be a person. Angel Bliss. There we go. Question. What does Neil think of me? Okay. We'll do that one for you. What does Neil think of you? Right, this is the last reading for tonight, everybody. Unless this is a super quick one, it could always be like a 2-minute reading. It has happened in the past. Right, let's have a little look then. Let's click over to the other camera. So then, Wispy, we would like to know, hang on, there we go. Angel Bliss. Wispy. Angel Bliss would like to know, what does Neil think of them? What does Neil think of Angel Bliss? What does Neil think of Angel Bliss? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. We've had a card jump. Look at that. Absolutely jumped in the middle. I wasn't even paying any attention to it. Oh, the Page of Cups. Youthful, love energy, basically, Angel Bliss. So I don't know how old Neil is, but this card is all about that first love, first thrush of love, first thrust of love. You know what I mean? All of that lovely, romantic, youthful energy. Now, it doesn't mean this person is very, very young, but it does mean that maybe they haven't got how can I put it? Maybe they haven't got a very large body count, if you know what I'm saying, right? Maybe they haven't got a huge body count. So we'll put this one just here as your clarifying card. And let me just see if I can zoom it in a little bit. Right then, so Wispy, what does this get us? So what does Neil think of Angel Bliss? So we'll do the where Neil is, what you need to know about Neil's feelings, and the opportunity. Okay, and between all of that, we'll get some idea. So then, where Neil is, the moon reversed, right? So Neil's not going with their gut instinct. The star as the what you need to know about where Neil is, right? Okay, wishful thinking here. 2 major cards, and then the 6 of Pentacles, right? Okay, right then. So for the final time tonight, we've got major cards coming up. So then, let's have a look. What does Neil think of you in the situation that Neil is, where Neil is now? We've got the moon reversed. Now the moon is a card that is talking about intuition, spirituality, all of those type of emotions, that connection to the universe, that wider connection to our higher selves, all of that. Now, if you look at the card upright, you can see that this card depicts it as a mermaid that is connecting with this water energy. Anytime you see water in a deck, we're talking about emotions. We've got the standard imagery that runs through many cards, the light and the dark, with the dogs or the wolves. And we've got the full moon there. So this card is all about that intuitive nature. So whatever Neil is thinking, where Neil is, I think they're ignoring their gut feelings, their emotions, right? They aren't following through on it. So if Neil is sort of has an inkling that you like them, then again, maybe it's something that they're not stepping forward with and actively working on, because it's reversed. And so when we're looking at what Neil is, or where Neil is right now, this lack of intuition means that basically, if you fancy Neil, you might have to be the one to go, hello, do you want to go for coffee? Because actually, let's go out on a date, because actually I like you, rather than it coming from Neil, because you've kind of got this impression where Neil is not the most switched on to this situation, if that makes sense. If this is you wanting to do a romance, in fact, if that's the case. The star coming up, the star is wishful thinking for me. Okay, so the standard image of the star. In this case, look, you can literally see the person is wishing on a star. They've got that wish energy going on. So it's talking about, and this is what you need to know about where Neil is, right? And about what Neil's feeling. I think that if Neil's interested, then you are absolutely going to have to be the one. I mean, even to have the conversation, I've said this multiple times in multiple streams, you might have to say as bluntly as, Neil, do you know, I just want to say, if you ever asked me out on a date, you know I would say yes, don't you? Just to put that out there, you know what I mean? You might have to be the one, not to say, Neil, do you want to go on a date? But if you ever asked me out, I would probably say yes. You know that, don't you? Because at the moment, it's still wishful thinking. It's pie in the sky. It's something that isn't going to happen. So it takes one of you to take that step forward. It really, really does. Now, at least this is upright. So it's a positive wishful thinking. So it's not like either one of you is going, oh, no, get away, get away. It's a positive feeling. How the opportunity, how to get past this situation, we've got the 6 of Pentacles reversed. Now, if it was this way up, it will be talking about connecting with earthly, grounding, connecting with people around you, all of that. This is no. Listen, if you've been hanging out together with a bunch of people, Neil doesn't pick up on those signs, right? If you've been around a whole group together, if there's been social interactions where you're around lots of other people, this is talking about kind of doing the opposite, taking that wider community out of the equation and having a situation that becomes a little more just you and Neil. Okay, so this literally is saying, if it feels very much like, right, you both like each other in that sort of way, or in the same way, whether that's friendship or beyond, you're both on the same page, but you're both a little bit shy, and it feels like Neil's ignoring their intuition. You're kind of wishing that Neil would step forward. Neil's wishing that they could ask you out, and but they haven't. And the way to get over all this is to be in a situation where it's just the two of you hanging out, right? Where it's just the two of you watching a film, or studying, or working, or just going out for drinks, whatever it is, depending on your age range, doing something where it's just the two of you, and remove that sense of community. But also, like, if you know each other from work, do something outside of work. If you know each other from college or uni or studying, do it outside of that situation, because this is where everything gets confused. Hopefully, my darling, that makes some sense. But that is going to be your question, my darling, and hopefully that makes sense. Right then, let's click back on to the other camera. We don't need that one up there anymore. So yes, right then. This resonates. We are young. Okay, fantastic. That's good then. That's good. I'm glad that resonates. Hang on, let me just swap this ticker tape thing over. There we go. That's good. And then there was another comment I just saw pop up. Yay, this is what's happening. And yes, that resonates. Right. That's what you need to do then, my darling. That is absolutely what you need to do. Just go up to him one day and say, do you want to sit by me for lunch? Or, I'm not doing anything on Saturday evening, and there's a film I really want to see at the cinema. It's Barbie. I don't know what other films are on. But I'd really want to go. Shall we just go? Do you fancy going with me? Or if you're a traditionalist, then maybe you just say, I would love to go and see that new Barbie film in the cinemas, in the picture house, as us oldies would say. I'd love to go to the picture house, but unfortunately, I've got no one to take me. I've got nobody will take me to the picture house. It's really sad. I've got no one to go with. But if you were to ask me, I would say yes. There you go. Anyway, that is going to be it from us tonight. That is the final reading. Don't forget, if you would like a reading midweek, I am back on Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. UK time, for more free readings on this channel. Or you can always go to the website, beyondauthentic.co.uk, and follow the links on there. It will either take you to fiverr.com, or it will take you to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. Either way, you can book a reading there. It's a bit tough for you because you're shy. Listen, I was shy. I once got asked out for coffee by somebody, and I went. We had an interesting chat. Me trying to talk to this person about their ex-partner, because I thought they wanted to get back with their ex. About 5 minutes before I had to go into class when I was studying. It's only a few years ago. I wasn't at school. But about 5 minutes before I had to go into class, this person went, I've got a question. And I was like, yeah, go on then. How can I help? And he said, so do you fancy a quickie? That was nearly 8 years ago, 8 years ago next month. And that person is my other half, Rufus. And we've been together pretty much ever since. So sometimes one of you just has to cross that line and just say, if you were to ever ask me out, I would say yes. And then that takes the burden off. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, thank you very much for your questions, everyone. Thank you to the moderators. You've all been bloody amazing. I love you all so much. Kiss, 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 kiss. And of course, thank you to you for watching. Thank you to the subscribers. Coming up on this channel this week, we've got another Halloween items in. I've gone to another store that will be coming up this week, and another episode of the Beyond Authentic podcast that should be coming up midweek as well. If you want to get all of those videos at least a day early, you can join our memberships over here as well, buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. And I will see you again very soon. And as we always say, stay you, stay safe, stay authentic. And whatever the fates have in store, whatever cards you are dealt, I hope you face them with an open heart, an open mind, and as much authenticity as you dare show. And with that, I will see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.